Hello internet and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. My name's Jack Finch and I'm absolutely thrilled to be popping up right here on the nerdiest channel on YouTube. Today I'll be your host as we ask quite a controversial question. Who should direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Now bring it down hard. Someday.
If you haven't already, make sure to check out Roya's top 10 superheroes with dark pasts. She's killing it as usual. And if you like this video, kindly hit that subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's begin, shall we? As you all probably know, Guardians of the Galaxy is a trailblazing frontrunner of the MCU, and since 2014, when Peter Quill first propelled onto the big screen, the franchise has won itself a special place in the hearts of its viewers. But recently, things haven't gone so great for old Jimmy Gunn. So join me for a moment as we dissect that and figure out exactly what went down. Written and directed by James Gunn, Volume 1 grossed an insane $773 million worldwide and clinched the highest grossing superhero film of 2014, as well as the third highest film overall. Gunn managed to weave a rich tapestry of humour, visual effects and gut-wrenching action sequences, all alongside an absolutely killer soundtrack, which even reached the top of the Billboard 200 chart as a standalone release. Volume 1 quietly reached critical mass, and the outstanding titular cast of Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper and the outrageous Dave Bautista soon became the MCU's wickedly cool stepchildren. James Gunn had become Marvel's golden child, but his early career was a bit of a mishmash to say the least. With writing titles under his belt such as 2002 Scooby-Doo and the 2004 sequel Monsters Unleashed, as well as his 2006 directorial debut with the equally hated and loved Slither, Gunn wasn't exactly the safest pick for Marvel Studios. But here's the thing, it paid off, and it paid off bigger than Bruce Banner's wardrobe bill, because in April 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hit the screen, and both Disney and Marvel popped their collars and whispered "hooked on a feeling" in unison. Gunn became everyone's favourite Missouri boy, and Guardians 2 racked up an even bigger $863 million worldwide. It was the 8th highest grossing film of 2017, behind The Last Jedi and Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, critics were actually pretty miffed by Volume 2 and were kind of split down the middle with their reviews. Some said that it lacked the magic of the first film and missed out on some of that Star-Lord freshness that had captivated the audience back in 2014. But while I'd argue that while Volume 1 had spirit and charm, Volume 2 had soul and was one of the most exciting sophomore releases in recent years. You know why? Because James Gunn is a damn good filmmaker. He understood the importance of a well-done sequel in an industry of half-baked attempts at beating a dead horse. I'm looking at you, Ghost Rider 2. Gunn knew that a good sequel expanded on the universe and propelled its characters forward in ways that we hadn't seen before, but still adhered to the rules set out in the first film. We had a new kind of villain that wasn't a carbon copy of Ronan, but the final boss version of Manifest Daddy Issues, also Kurt Russell. And don't even get me started on Yondu's role in the film, because no one can make me cry those kind of tears like Michael Rooker can. Guardians Volume 2 had so much heart that it hurt, and James Gunn makes great films for the MCU. Fact. Here's another fact about Gunn. His last name is actually derived from the Irish surname McGilgan, which translates to sons to the servants of the gods of the dead, which, while that's the most metal thing I've heard all week, is just a distraction to the real elephant in the room. Because recently, in July of this year, the Walt Disney Company fired James Gunn from the Guardians franchise amid a controversial scandal. I mean, it's heavy. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. Disney essentially fired Gunn over several jokes that he'd made on Twitter in 2008, 10 years ago. I mean, to me, that's a little insane. We could do a whole breakdown on the topic, but that's not the point of this video. At the moment, the third Guardians film is just floating around in the cosmos in a difficult casting situation, you know, with the whole Avengers thing, and set to begin production in early 2019. And here's the kick in the teeth, because Gunn had been setting Guardians 3 as the epic conclusion to the Star-Lord and Pal story. There was even a chance we'd finally see Adam Warlock. Gunn told the press that Volume 3 was planting the seeds that will lead to the next 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was literally setting the stage for Disney to finally buy out the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four and link the whole thing together in all its galactic glory. And that's not going to happen now, or at least not the way that Gunn intended. And that kind of sucks. But we have to move on and take a look at whatever could save this sinking starship better than a brooding rocket raccoon. So let's take a look at the contenders, because I think there might be something here. And while I said contenders, in my opinion, there's only really one filmmaker that I feel could do justice to the Guardians franchise. And that man's name is Taika Waititi. This guy is a powerhouse and has quickly become one of my favourite filmmakers of recent times. Taika Waititi is a director, writer and comedian from New Zealand. And if you haven't seen Boy or Hunt for the Wilder People, you should really check them out. Although the film that really cemented him for me is 2014's What We Do in the Shadows, which is Spinal Tap but with ancient vampires, and it's absolutely brilliant. Because here's the thing, Gunn and Taika have a similar brain. They grew up on low-budget B-movies and pulp horror magazines like Fangoria, and you can see that bleeding stylistically through their work. It's organic, it's innovative, and it's more importantly, it's fun. We see this most in Taika's directorial debut for Marvel, the outstanding Thor Ragnarok. There's so much that I could say about this film that it could take up a whole video, but in my opinion, 2017's Thor Ragnarok is the best cinematic piece released by Marvel Studios to date. It's for one reason and one reason alone: Taika Waititi. What he did with that film far surpasses the likes of the Russo brothers, Jon Favreau and Joss Whedon. Although fantastic filmmakers in their own right, Taika just oozes soul, and it makes up the very DNA of Thor Ragnarok. Before the film's release, Taika told press that he felt like a guest in Marvel's universe, but with the creative freedom to do whatever he wanted. And in essence, that's exactly what the Guardians are. They're a weird little offshoot that never fully intended to be in the same spotlight as Cap and Tony Stark, or even Thor himself. They can exist in a similar world, the junkyard of the universe, where the not so evil but charmingly creepy semi-villain can be played by Jeff Goldblum, of all people, who somehow turns Grandmaster into a lovable foe. And it's great because they're cut from the same cloth. If we're holding a job interview for Guardians 3 and Taika Waititi's resume is Thor Ragnarok, then he's got the job, 100%. Because for me, he's the only guy who could pick up where James Gunn left off and do the franchise the justice that it deserves. Well, we can speculate all we want, but I guess only time will tell. So guys, who do you think should direct Guardians Volume 3? Do you agree with our conclusion? Do you think it absolutely sucks? Well, please speak your mind in the comment box down below, because you know we love hearing from you. While you're down there, make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to carry on the MCU theme, make sure to hit the playlist floating above and take a look at some of Kelly, Ron and Roya's fantastic top 10 lists. You've been watching Top 10 Nerd. I've been your host Jack Finch, and until next time, take it easy.